Welcome, bow betters. Welcome, people. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. It's Roberto reading the tea leaves. Today we're going to be reading the tea leaves, people. Saw something this afternoon. Actually, I was listening to something on radio, and so that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about submarines, the inner space, right? What I was gathering or what I was actually looking for, I couldn't find on the interwebs, or I could find it on the interweb. Okay, yeah, my mic is working. We are working well. Let me pop out the chat to see. We normally don't get anybody in the chat, right? We don't get people in the chat when it's streamed from my computer, right? But welcome, people. Welcome. Oh, let me get back to that. Let me get that back to that. Roberto, welcome. Let's see. Let me get myself here. I have two cameras. I got a new camera setting up. Did my music play for me? Did we already go through the music, people? Let the music play. Oh, wait, where am I? I'm not there. I'm not there. There I am. There I am. Welcome, bow betters. Welcome, people. Welcome to my channel. And if you haven't figured it out, I am Roberto, the bow better. Let me get there's my name. Let me get my name tag in front of me. So, yeah, I was listening to this one journalist, this one woman, and she was talking about these Triton submarines as well as other types of submarines that were like eventually with people are going to be able to go down like further than what the where the Titanic's at. Like the Titanic is the Titanic's at the Hades plateau? Is that like somewhere around like, well, we can ask Chat GPT, is like 15,000 or 30,000 feet below sea level? All right, let's ask Chat GPT. There's nobody in the how deep is the Titanic? Right, so the Titanic, it's only 12,000 feet, right? So that's approximately 2.37 miles. There's a possibility there are already robots, of course, that go that deep, but there are some subs already that are like these commercial grade subs. Here, let me show you the side camera. Let me get the GoPro view here. Yeah, there I am. See, so you can get side view, hey, double view, picture in picture. Right? Pretty cool stuff, right? If I had something else or it's another person there, I could, set it up. I got the GoPro. The software finally worked. Now, my goal, and there is nobody in the chat, so it's okay. Thank you if you've made it this far. Now the goal is to try. I got that working. Believe it or not, I tried to get you think it's something simple. Hero, with the plug and play. Like, oh, it's plug and play. Just plug it in. It should give you that option. It should come up as your options. No, I downloaded a version of the software before, and even this isn't always working correctly. You're not always working correctly, but I got you so far, and so I appreciate that. Right? There's a way to get the sound from that on a mic too, which I need to figure out. But I need to figure out the sound from the app, right? Like just from YouTube when I'm watching something here on YouTube. There are a few technical things I got to figure out, which little by little I'm going to do, right? So let me get off the GoPro camera. Uh, Goodbye, GoPro. Let me get myself in the corner, and we're going to watch. One thing I was fascinated is what's enabling these subs for people, and what the commentator said with Innerspace. What's really cool is that it's all physics dependent. Like you can't cheat the science, right? Like I know people that love Trump, people are always dissing science. Oh, it's science, it's up for argument. There's certain science, like um I was talking to Moss of the MMA holes. He had a discussion. I was glad that he did this because I was going to do something similar. He was doing the Egyptian pyramids and aliens Aztec pyramids, Mayan, as well as the not Toltecs, but the Olmec people, right? And we were discussing this, right? Like, what was my whole point? Where was I going here? But it was just cool to see it. I don't recall what I was going to go here, but yeah. So, oh yeah, well, so one thing that's really cool about discovery, right? Like, how are we able to discover things here on our terrestrial plane, not in NASA, not in outer space, not needing to go to Mars, right? Like discussing inner space, right? Oh, going back to the physics, right? Like you can't cheat the physics, right? Like everything about inner space and submarines is guided by, I believe, not just Archimedes' principle, but the laws of not necessarily even thermodynamics, so those could come into play, but just of force per square inch, right? Like, so it's just pressure, like basic force, right? Like, you cannot cheat the basic force. And there was so much that I was learning from this person discussing this on the radio, that I was like, hey, maybe some people that watch this might be interested in learning if I could quickly glean something here, and I wasn't completely able to, right? Unfortunately, I wasn't able to glean so much information, but we're gonna watch something. I haven't even watched this. Um, One thing that I found very, very interesting. Oh, wait, I'm gonna leave myself. Um, oh, that's how I do it. Okay, God, use that anchor. Use that anchor. One thing I found very interesting is all these subs, and I think it's true also, and I'm not positive. Here's something I'm not positive. Even for uh, the the ones that are unmanned, right? Unmanned subs, the amount of pressure that these submarines encounter is so great that for the metal ones that they have to be spherical, right? And you see these other different shapes, and I'm surprised they still are able to use plexiglass. I don't know what level of materials are coming out there, but are being developed in terms of plexiglass, as well as even like the steel materials. Is steel always going to be the standard for fabricating these machines? And what she had said was that the core, at least the actual units, are actually made of 4-inch thick titanium, right? Like, I don't know if you've ever felt like maybe titanium, the most you've seen, like maybe in a knife or in a watch, right? Like it's expensive, it's super light, it's very, very durable. Like, let's ask ChatGPT why titanium is ideal for deep submarines, right? Ideal for deep sea subs. Right? Titanium is ideal for deep sea submarines and submersibles because of its unique combination of strength, corrosion resistance, and lightweight. Here's a breakdown as why it's preferred. High strength to weight ratio. Titanium is as strong as some steels but much lighter, which is critical for deep sea vehicles that must withstand extreme pressures without being too heavy. I would have thought it would have been very heavy. Excellent corrosion resistant. I don't think this is really an issue there. Pressure resistance. Now, this is huge. At extreme depths, like where the Titanic lies at 12,500 feet, the pressure can exceed 6,000 psi, or pounds per square inch. That's insane. Titanium structural integrity under these conditions makes it suitable for pressure hulls and submersibles. So fatigue and fracture resistance. That's another thing too. Repeat dives and pressure cycles can cause metal fatigue. Titanium's resilience to fatigue and cracking make it safer for long-term and repeated deep sea missions. So right out the gate, a lot of people might discuss or remember the Triton. I believe it was called the Triton submarine, the deep sea submarine that people died in. And I don't think it was rated properly. I don't think it was manufactured properly. It wasn't cleared by a lot of the the rules for submarines are a lot different than ships and things like that? Have we lost a lot of this sort of regulation of times? I mean, it's something to look into. I obviously need more, but we're going to look at this thing here, this piece called Forging the Triton 36002 Titanium Pressure Hull. Right, so let's take a look at this thing here, okay? This is insane. They ain't playing. Look at that cast right there. Yeah, it's got to be circular. The hull's got to be circular. It looks like it starts. Curious where this is made. West Forge, probably. You know what's cool about this is right out the gate is that we still haven't explored a lot of inner space, a lot of the earth. Like I thought I was wrong. I thought that the ocean, oh, that's the sound there. I thought that the ocean accounted for 70% of the earth's surface, or at least of what we have here, livable surface. And I was wrong. It's up there closer to, I think she was mentioning like 80% or 80 or even greater than that, right? Like is oceanic. So we still haven't explored a good portion. Everyone's exploring caves, everyone's exploring mountains. But the amount that we've explored in deep sea has been limited because of our technology and us as people, right? We're getting better with our robotic and drone submersibles. But what I'm getting to right here out the gate is really cool is that right now it seems, and this is just jumping off the cuff right here, that the submersibles still are dependent on an older technology, which is foundry, right? Like they're old, making older metals. Go, you dickhead! Get out of the way! Where's OSHA? Man, that's a mean looking forklift right there. Look at that. Look at that lift. Look at that forklift. Look at the forks on that thing. That is insane. Look at that. Look at the forks on that. That's insane. These things, look how thick that is. Right? So I don't know what part. That's the hull. It's circular, so I thought it would have all been one piece. Does this insinuate that it's more than one piece? Wow, yeah, there it goes. See, it is, there goes. So that, yeah, that thing, and they're gonna mold it to, so it's so thick. You see the thickness of it. It looks even thicker than the 4 inches right there. And I think this is gonna, this unit here, that thing is the actual mold, right? It's going to bend it into that shape right there, like that circular shape. And what is cool about that circular shape there, and it's pretty crazy that this machine had to be made specifically for this, right? Is that like the inside diameter of this unit is only going to be like 5-6 feet. Like you're going to have to sit in this. The strength of that machine too. Look at that. Look at the machine. Look at it. Like look at the man, this thing is insane. Look at this. Look at that. That's the sort of like ball end of a hammer that's going to press down, right? And this, look at the hydraulics on that. Right? It's going to press down and then bend this metal into a spherical shape here. Wow, there it is. Look at that, like a little crucible. Look at that thing. Yeah, so this thing here is going to be the hull of, and I assume there might be like a plexiglass, or there's going to be another piece that's similar to it. And we'll have to look at what Triton Subs on the YouTube channel has. Probably on their website could give us a better idea of the Triton 3600 here. But this is just one piece of it, right? And so they're gonna have to put in all this equipment into this little bowl. All this equipment to get down to that. Wow. This is the first time I've seen this, people. There it is. Wow, look at that. It's just a giant bowl we got here that's going to be a submarine. Look at it. That's it. That's all that it, like all that effort, all this work, these people, all the people there, all this machinery to make that little titanium pressured hull right there. Man, insane. Like the effort for us to do so much, especially Innerspace. This is Innerspace. What's cool about this, what I find very cool about it, is that it's meshing like old craftsmanship with the newest tech that's available. Like you better follow the rules, better follow the laws of physics if you're fucking with the ocean or with space. It's not like, that's why, you see these failures on the part of these rockets, but it's not like driving a car like an F1 where you could go in and make adjustments. Like adjustments, there are no adjustments to this thing. It works or it doesn't. And when it doesn't work, you're dead. That's just plain and simple. Wow, look at that thing. Beautiful. Yeah, so this is from Triton Submarines. What else do we got here on their what people do with submersibles? No, that's the titanium. Making of the Blue Planet. That's 26 seconds. Limiting factor test die is complete. Oh, that was 8 years ago. But these guys are like state of the art. They're I believe it was this. It wasn't Joe Meneses. There's somebody else, some other name. Eddie Bowen, no. William Alonzo. Yeah, these are definitely the people involved in it. Wow, 14 years ago. They're trying to go to 36,000 feet. Ta-dum. Triton introduction. Yeah, let's watch the introduction. Why not?
If you're uninsured.
Oh. Wait, don't want to show that. I don't want to show that. Give me a moment here. Let me get that. Let me put boom. Yeah, let me get that.
Could have rough waves ahead. Aggressive boats can protect you.
Skip. So Triton Submarines, these people are, we have to go to their website. I think they are really some of the leaders.
When you think about it, we're going all over the heavens looking for a planet with water.
Yeah.
We've never explored the water on our own planet.
Word up. Look at that, 95% of the ocean.
My name is Patrick Lahey, and I'm the president of Triton Submarines. The wonder of a manned submersible is the fact that you can take virtually anybody on a dive underwater and show them things that they can't see any other way. And when you take people up and show them that, and they see how vibrant it is and how colorful and how teeming with life it is, and it's the only way you're going to make somebody passionate, by showing it to them, letting them see it with their own eyes. You can't do that any other way.
How can you explain something like this? There's no sensible way of saying it. Something that's going to be experienced. We need an armada, and we need hundreds of these submersibles out, and we need to get kids in there, when you get scientists in there, when you get government leaders in there to really connect with the ocean.
Totally awesome. Really, words can't describe it. Unbelievable experience.
You have the whole world 360 view around you. It was just amazing, amazing. I'm using that word a lot because it just came up and it's like, wow, mind blowing.
The biggest thing that I think separates Triton subs from our competitors is the
Yeah, like
experience
Titan.
that's found in this building. As a group, we have more than 300 years of combined experience. That's powerful stuff.
All right, you guys don't want to
Driving
watch this stuff.
factors behind
But this is cool stuff. Like, these are more like commercial, like something you could afford.
simple to operate, easy to maintain, reliable, safe. That's at the core of everything that we do.
I think they're rushing also to get.
Submersibles is very simple. We spent a lot
Yeah.
of time and effort perfecting
Look at that.
the interface between the controls and the pilot. You push the joystick forward, you go forward, you pull it back, you go backwards, left, right, up, down. It's not difficult, and that's part of the fun. I mean, part of the
Yeah,
fun
they're
is
wanting to
to
commercialize this. This is the next step. Is that
and enjoy yourself. We make it so that someone can do that. We also have done things to simplify the interface between the control and monitoring systems and the sub.
Yeah, so you get an idea of the controls.
Of all of the subs
Almost like a plane.
onto a single touchscreen interface.
And then they got a touchscreen interface there. Pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool. No one's in the chat. Someone's like, I'm going to buy one of these. These are so cool. They are pretty cool. I think it's a future business for sure.
A sale of any one of our submersibles is the implementation of a comprehensive training program, which at Triton consists of 3 steps.
So they already sell this thing.
System familiarization, orientation, and operations, where they learn about what makes the vehicle tick, how it works, how to repair it if it breaks. And the second tier of training is conducted in our simulator, where we actually give them actual
Yeah, you
hands-on
obviously have to be
on operating.
super wealthy to purchase just their casual commercial subs. And let me see. Let me find their. Triton Submarines, world finest submersibles. Yeah, their website. See what media they have lately. Latest news: a new era of ocean. They were National Geographics. They have a series on ocean explorers on Disney and Hulu. So, with oceanx.org. Right? So, ocean explorers. Right? So these guys are not. Yeah. So this is the company that is partnered with James Cameron. Right. So here are their submersibles. Let me get this up on here so you guys can take a look at it. Take a look at the submersibles. YouTube, ChatGPT, got that. Let me add. Boom. Window capture. Boom. On the fly here, people. On the fly. Bam. Yeah, so there we go. It puts it on top. Thank you, them. Right, so it says Triton builds superlative submersibles for discerning individuals and demanding professionals. They're built of the finest materials in the industry. The clearest views achieved. Right, so that there they go. The Triton Deep View. The Triton. These are all like personal subs. And just look at the weight. The Triton Deep View is 43,000 kilograms. 12-hour submersion time. Right? So we're looking at something that is freaking 60,000 pounds. This thing looks really, really crazy. Yeah, the Triton Deep View there. Let's let me get this thing here. You don't have to see me. That's okay if you don't see me. Ooh. Welcome. Yeah, boom. Yeah, so we got the Triton 660, the Triton 660-2. Insane. These things are, yeah, they describe them as a car. Like the Triton Deep View, here's what they say. Enjoy unparalleled experience of a Triton submersible in these high-capacity tour submersibles. Available in capacities from 12 to 66, they offer the same level of comfort and refinement. What's more, they feature our exclusive optically perfect acrylic, which completely disappears from view when in the water. It's perfect for island resorts, large cruise liners, and harbor experience operations. So yeah, so if you take a look at it, like this deep view one, this piece here is all acrylic, right? Can you? I don't know when I'm doing the no, it doesn't show the cursor there, right? So it's designed for, yeah, there you go. See, that's how people would look at it. And so these guys are they're making toys. These are definitely some really cool toys. All right, some very cool toys. Let's look at the 6060-2. That thing looks insanely cool. Now that looks like something I want to buy. Rather than have those fancy boats some people have here in the lake, I think I'd rather have one of these to take with me to Mexico. Just insanely beautiful, just pretty. The Triton 660/2 SPI is our second generation entry level cyber yacht, basically super yacht. Yeah, it's super yacht submersible. It looks like a fucking super yacht submersible. It packs the power of output of our professional flag seat Triton 3300/3 MK2 in a svelte new design, and boasts all the key features expected in a Triton's super yacht sub. It's an excellent choice for anybody wishing to plant their own submersible and explore the wonders of the ocean with a family or friends. They're just talking about it like, yeah, you could just use this to go down. It's our smallest, lightest super yacht, right? They call it a yacht, super yacht submersible. It's also the easiest to integrate with standard tender garages, crane, and davits, making it ideal for both new builds and existing vessels. The Triton 66-2 model lineage has over a decade proven track record of continuous operation and enviable achievements. The Triton 66 or the 660/2 may be our least expensive super yacht sub, but its features rivals even our flagship professional model, right? So it was in our Antarctica. You could plan your first adventure. Coral reefs, that's what I would do. Notable dives with Triton. Let's see this thing. Let's watch this thing. Okay, come on. Why are you not working? Why are you not working, media? Come on, media. You guys have all this money. Show me the stuff that I want to see in there. I want to see that craziness underwater. Come on. Well, it's not showing. Oh well. Okay, there's the Triton 660. The Triton 660. Let's look at that one. They got a lot of models, man. Oh, why aren't you opening? Wow, Project Hercules looks sick too. Let's look at the 660. Oh, come on. Doesn't want to open. There it is. Wow, look at that thing. Oh my God. These things are beautiful. Like if you're rich, why would you buy a fucking, I'd rather buy this than a Lamborghini. Although this is probably a lot more. And they talk about acrylics. And so they're very much into the view. Advantages for commercial operators. Wow, look at there. Look at the seating there. Like it has 1, 2, like a little couch, 2, 3, 4. And they got a bottle of wine there. Curate unique experience. The beauty of the Triton 660 AVA submersibles is the flexibility afforded by their ultra-large interiors. Operators can take advantage of this space to provide never before possible experiences that will surprise and delight discerning guests, even when not sailing near a prime dive site. Yeah, I believe it. Operators benefit from higher utilization of their submersible, while guests enjoy a much richer, more fulfilling experience. Oh, look at they're playing cards. They got a poker table there. Like, what the F? Oh, just having a dinner. Sea dining, high rollers club, a wedding venue, cocktail bar. Insane. There's a video to play here. Let's see if we can play this video. Oh, it's here on YouTube. Here, let's take a look at it.
I'm extremely proud of what we built at Triton Submarines. Since 2007, we've created the world's safest and most technologically advanced luxury deep submersibles. Triton has always pushed the boundaries of what's possible. And along with all the manufacturers of certified and accredited submersibles, we enjoy a 40-year track record of perfect safety.
Yeah, see, perfect safety is key.
Our latest endeavor is no different.
In the engineering office, we get input from our in-house manufacturing experts and some of the world's most experienced offshore operations personnel.
Wow.
The overhaul's unique shape enables for a high-capacity vehicle, a depth and viewing experience which is historically reserved for our smaller capacity subs. It really is pushing the boundary in the submarine industry and opening doors on what kind of vehicles we can create.
Wow, look at how that frame there was insane.
As the design of a new submersible turns to the production phase, only the highest quality components are selected and tested from around the globe.
And these are like smaller or not smaller subs. I'd say these more like they're not deep. They're not going deep. This is not for exploration. These are like their little commercial.
Everything by hand. Another way we ensure that we only build the safest and highest
That's that acrylic
vehicles in the world is insisting on the involvement of third-party, internationally recognized classification societies like ABS and DNV.
Yeah. So that was one of the problems with the Titan sub was they didn't have or go through all the proper qualifications and certifications for these subs because it's not a federal. I don't think it's a federal thing. It's almost like even the rockets, like that movie where I don't know what the rules and regulations are with rockets. Like if I assume they're gotta be, governed by Doji boy, Elon Musk decided, okay, we're doing away with that. It's a free for all. You die doing a submarine, you die making a submarine in your own submarine, you blow up, that's your problem. Right? And same with the rocket. Why am I looking into I'm looking into the other camera there too, just for what reason? Why am I looking into that camera? I should have that camera too, the GoPro. Right? I should have the no, come on. Don't go away. Don't go away. Don't go away. Wait, and let me I was talking in the GoPro. I was talking like this. I was like, why they should have this? Why should I have that? All right, whatever. Okay, let me continue on with this thing here.
The NV certification means this submersible has been inspected beginning at the first drawing to the very end of the sea trials. We, as a DNV surveyor, are inside of the submersible.
That's at 600.
Dive to maximum depth to prove our confidence in this product. That means this
Josephus is here.
Absolutely safe for passengers in the future use.
Josephus, are we gonna I think in these lower submersibles we could smoke some weed. We could smoke a cigar. They have a cafe. They have you could drink.
Rated to carry 9 people to 200 meters or 660 feet.
Introducing the Triton 669 Ava.
Wow. Insane.
A vessel of discovery crafted for extraordinary
The Rizzler cam angle. There I am.
With its groundbreaking pressure hull design.
I got 2 cameras.
Interior that adapts to a client's needs.
Well, like Here, wait, let me stop this because, yeah, the second camera, I was going to use this as like my primary camera. I could put it up here, but it's that wide angle that, like, as you can see more shit as I'm doing it. I don't know what I was going to use this second camera for, but yeah, it's another Rizzler. There's always edibles. Yeah, you could always do edibles. What's funny about this stupid sub, you know, what's interesting is I'd rather, because you're still risking your life on this one that only goes 660 feet. You're still risking your life, right? Things can go. I'd rather get on the one where you're going down like a few thousand feet and you can't take a pee. I don't think you could go pee. You certainly cannot smoke any weed. You're not smoking any weed or smoking, and then you can't even use the washroom. I don't know how they work that out when they're going down on these subs. And here's the other thing that I just don't get, right? Same with exploration to Mars. We don't hear, you know, hey, you know, newsflash, you don't need to send humans to Mars to learn about it. We're sort of not needed there. Everything that we could and should be doing can be done by a robot. And that's the same with these submersibles, right? Like you are risking your life. Yes, you could follow. I think before that Titan submarine, I'm still looking at the side over here. I don't know why I'm looking at the side over here, and I'm talking with my hands. I hate. I mean, I'm one of those hypocrites now that do the things that I'm doing. The thing that people do that I hate when they're talking with their hands. I hate when people talk with their hands. The fuck Josephus was talking about Harry Potter, and I'm like, I am Harry Potter. My hands are going to say something. Oh, but no, going back to what am I going to go back to? Oh, just how dangerous these things are. Like, I'd still rather go like in more deep exploration, and that's not even for me either, right? I'd rather just scuba dive. And in fact, let me pull some of those up. Let me pull up the GoPro player. Can I open media? I had it there. Where is my media? It's not in the documents. Where did I have all that stuff? Da, 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 da. But I find Josephus, I find it interesting. I don't want to go deep enough to get the bends, which I don't think is very far. The bends, I think, could be a combination of not just going deep, it's also the oxygen intake that you take, as well as like the oxygen nitrogen combination. Although now, Josephus, here's something I learned: the tanks and the air that are in these submersibles are different than the scuba air. Like, it doesn't have the same nitrogen oxygen blend that it does. It is a different type of oxygen. That's what enables these people to go dive down deep, as well as the pressure, right? Like, but it enables to dive down deep and stay there for a long period of time without getting sick. Like, the air mixture is just different now. Let me play this thing while I go looking for something else, okay?
It's a very important part of our commitment to our customers.
Wait,
If they have
I was playing the wrong thing there. I was playing the wrong thing.
Providing panoramic views for unparalleled underwater journeys. The Trident 660 ABA transforms exploration, offering intimate connections with the underwater world for private owners and the luxury hospitality sector. This isn't just a submarine. It's changing our experience with the ocean forever.
Triton. Okay, so let me go back here and look at this, the Project Hercules. Look at that thing, man. That thing is beautiful. Fuck. That thing is one nice submarine. Right, that is one nice submarine. The Project Hercules. Look at that sucker. Look at that thing. Wow. Man, that thing's insane. It's a collaboration from Triton Submarines and Espinonio International. Project Hercules is a first of a kind luxury submersible offering a completely different user experience for guests by reimagining the way we use patent pending AVA hull. Designers at AOE and EOI and Triton Submarines design partner Dark Ocean Deep Sea have combined comfort with speed to create Triton's first ever high speed submersible. See, these things are fast, capable of diving 200 meters and traveling in the range of 8 knots. One pilot and up to 6 passengers can glide behind a school of magnificent sharks or whip through strong undercurrents while luxuriating. Oh, I love luxuriating. Actually, I like that word, luxuriating. I'm gonna have to use that, Josephus, with the cigar. I'm gonna be luxuriating while I'm smoking this cigar. Luxuriating in Project Hercules' ultra fine interior cabin, boasting opulent leather lounge seating, day head and bulkhead with sliding pilot seat for optimal passenger privacy. Josephus, here, let me tell you one of my secrets. Are you still there, Josephus? Let me know if you're there, and I'll tell you one of my writing secrets for my shorts, what I do to write. Yeah, so look at the design. Fuck. And it's like customizable. 9-person. Like, man, this thing is insane and insanely beautiful. Look, whoa. Okay, that's just a piece. So it only goes down 656 feet. So, Josephus, this one's for you. Has a payload of 1,300 pounds to be determined. It's endurance, 10 hours, right? Size and weight. It's 20 feet, and it's only 6,300 pounds. Interesting. Or actually, no, that's the weight. No, 26,000 pounds. Am I saying 26,000 pounds? So the hull. Oh yeah. So Josephus, what I do here is, since you're here, so what I've been doing with like some of my cigar shorts, like I don't necessarily have to read reviews. I can create sort of a description about cigars based on, for example, this ad here, right? So I would say that, that like use lush and cozy. I would say, this has a very lush, instead of intense, lush flavor that is very cozy and familiar with its shape, right? Like I would use those words that I find right here, right? Luxury, comparable to a private jet, right? So I would say, like this cigar, gives me a sense of luxury that's comparable to a more expensive cigar, right? I would definitely want to use, what was the other term that they used here? What was that term that they used? The ultra fine interior. Luxuriating, yes, luxuriating in Project Hercules' ultra fine interior cabin, boasting opulent leather. I'm gonna have to use that. Like, this isn't just a leather sort of flavor. It's very opulent in its taste. It's very opulent. So I will take phrases and words that I see in describing other shit, and I just throw it in there to describe the cigar, just so that you know my sort of trick or what I do. Let me just forget about the taste of tangerine and apricots. We're gonna have to worry about that when we're luxuriating in the cigar. When we're combining, the dirt with the plant, right? The hard work that translates into something comfortable and familiar for us, in this first ever high-end blend of tobacco. So I don't know if, like, Giuseppes, if you get what I sort of do, but I don't even need to look at like a description of a cigar. I'll just take it from wherever. I'll just choose some words. You can get a brochure. I mean, look at the Triton brochure. There's a link to it. Oh yeah. All right. So there we go. So there's that's just Triton subs. Right. So that's their submarines. It looks like they sell a lot of these little ones here. White Triton. Yeah, that basic one. You see these two here? They're basic submersibles. They have a commercial series, a leisure series, a professional series, and then the ultra deep series. That they're at depths greater than 7,500 feet. And I believe there's me. I want to look at this one here. That 3,600 is 2 passengers, 1 pilot, and it goes down to 3,600 feet. That's the baby. That's the one that we just saw, and we saw them making the. Yeah, Giuseppe says, I hear the cigar smokes above its price range a lot. But is that a good review? Right? Like, what is that? Or even as a good description? It smokes above its price range. You know, so what does that say about the expensive cigars that the person does? Right? It sort of undercuts the value of the special cigars. You know, I would say something like above its price range, I would say that it smokes more luxurious or as luxurious as a high-end cigar. Right? I would say something like that. But then again, I'm trapped in the term that I just saw earlier, luxuriating. Oh my God, I just can't get over it. I'm luxuriating. I want to luxuriate. You know, sometimes when I'm smoking a cigar, I don't feel like I'm luxuriating. Like Josephus, I don't get that like from your but I've been in that luxurious context. Like, and so people want to talk about it since you're here, Josephus. Like yesterday when people are talking about that lounge experience, people are so fucking consumed with cigar lounges. I mean, I used to work in a cigar humidor that was a lounge, right? Very high-end lounge. And I didn't think of it the way people do now. I had, it's just completely different. Plus I was in, like I said, I was in a very high-end cigar shop that people didn't know it was a cigar shop, right? Because we sold clothes and we were more of a luxury brand, right? I worked for Alfred Dunhill of London at one point. So, you know, not everybody just riffraff would walk in there, right? Like, so you didn't have this, like, you did somewhat have some etiquette. You did have almost things, but for the most part, like everybody was like super cool that walked in there, right? I've met some really cool people from that experience, but yeah, so that Triton is the one that I want to check out, and not their Deep View, but the other one. So they have that, the Deep View, the Triton, that 16017 looks like their common one. The Deep View, look at that. Oh my God, they're whoever does their design. I mean, look at these things. They're just beautiful. I could see these things being robotic, like with the titanium that they have and the plexiglass. If you put like a bulletproof plexiglass, I could see this thing with a jetpack on it with some weapons and shit, fucking like, you know, like earth, like air, like flying, or even on ground, like as these things as like mini tanks, you know, with the titanium that they have, because the titanium is so thick, right? I could use these things could definitely be some, look at the description of the plexiglass there, right? Do you guys see that? Yeah, you guys are looking at that glass is so important. Like they're very into that. And I think that's very important too. And so why they still use plexiglass is because plexiglass bends. It doesn't break like glass. It's still like probably super fucking thick plexiglass. Like imagine it has to be like super, super thick plexiglass. And, you know, there's got to be some flex, as they mentioned earlier, and why I mentioned earlier, and why titanium is ideal, because it has that resilience, that flexing resilience, because there is some flex in the metal, right? It does compress a little bit and then it's got to expand again, right? And the plexiglass, the glass can do that. And they obviously have some very, very special glass that is part of, it's the acrylic. All right, so let me read this for you. It says, actually, let me see if I can get it bigger for you, so maybe you guys can read along with me, right? Let me, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Ba, 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 da. Let's spend the night together. Ba, da, 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 ba, ba, ba. All right, so there it is. I don't know if you guys could see that so well. As let me expand this for myself. Oh wait, expanded it for myself, and then wait. Why is that? Okay, I see why. Because it's not on. Bam, there it goes. Okay. So as demand for higher capacity submersibles, I think, grew in the 2010s, manufacturers faced a new challenge: how to increase capacity without exceeding the modest available footprint of a typical host platform. Yeah, that's got to be interesting. Triton were the first to announce the concept of a dual-hulled submersible featuring two linked spheres. Yeah, that's what they're doing. They're linking sort of the metal and the acrylic, it looks like. The arrangement is replicated within the industry, but the inherent limitations of the geometry were immediately obvious in the resulting products. Yeah, and so that we saw that earlier when they were forging the titanium, and the acrylic as well as the titanium, the hull has to be circular. When I'm looking at these vehicles, I'm shocked how uncircular they are. The acrylic still got to be pretty damn circular, and they have to be circular because that's, and I'm moving my hands again to describe things, because a circular pattern accepts the forces distributedly evenly. So it has to be circular. So here's a time when I'm talking with my hands where it is meaning. It does have meaning, because the force is spread throughout the shape, right? So complaints, is it complaints? Yeah, complaints from frustrated passengers about compromised visibility, uncomfortable access through crawl spaces, and underwhelming experiences were acknowledged, and Triton shelved its plans for dual sphere submersibles. Instead, we embarked upon a significant research and development program with the ambition of redefining the fundamental geometry of modern submersibles, and they definitely have done that. Built upon a decades experience pushing the boundaries of acrylic, AVA is the result. Advanced versatile acrylics is the next giant leap in acrylic submersible hull design, allowing for the free-form acrylic geometry to be sculpted around the passenger experience. You know, I know they have these drones and little what are them, not drones, yeah, little drones slash what people have. I remember having the Micronauts and these other like little things. I remember I wanted it because you could put it in the water and you could put it in the bath, and it was like this little plastic ball that you put the action figures in, and then they were sort of like, it was supposed to be a sub, and it looked like very much what these things are. And look, 40 fucking years later, they're the state of the art submersibles. The toys that we were playing with our kids are now actually the state of the art submersibles. Fucking incredible. The Triton 660 slash the patent technology with numerous units already in production, right? So you look it over here and it's like, wow, yeah, all right. What did multimedias are going to drones are going to be the next thing in war and travel, not seaplanes and aqueducts, but jets that go hypersonic in the air as well as underwater. Yeah, I think so. The speed's going to be an issue, but you see that it's going to still be built probably from this platform of subs, right? Like, because again, you know, there aren't like huge, there aren't huge like developments come, and generally the players that are in the game already are the ones that make those developments. So and Josephus here with the sea, you know, we don't make the physics already had defined the rules. You know the rules, right? Like physics, it's all going to be defined by physics. And I would say yes, if it's not really going down that deep, right? Like, yeah, you could have something that's super fast under the water for sure, right? So yeah, there's this configurable, this 1650. Look at it, has up to 4 people. This thing looks sick. Oh my God. 10 hours under the water. It's a 5-seat. Well, for an entire family. With additional space, it's the most luxurious way to spend several hours beneath the waves, exploring everything from historic wrecks to newly built man-made diving parks. I don't know what those fucking things are, but up to 7 occupants max. I mean, if I were wealthy, had my place in Cabo, and I, if you could afford a plane, you could afford one of these things. I don't know what they are, but I definitely would love one of these. Yeah, there you go. See, you're over there taking a picture of your wife, Josephus. You guys could go down there. I don't know. No smoking in the submersible. You can't be smoking down here. Ah, look at this. The 662 SPI thing is friggin' beautiful. Oh, there's the Project Hercules. Oh my God. Look at that friggin' thing. And it's hard to tell what it is here because look at how big the seats are. 7 occupants. Now that is luxury. And there's the 2-person, right? The 1653P. LP, and look at that. So yeah, you see what it is when you're a billionaire and you got like all that, you got yacht support from Triton themselves, but you got your own yacht that might have a crane, right? You got your own yacht there, and boom, there it is. It's exactly what we're talking about. You're a billionaire. You got your boat over there that comes up in a crane, and you know what? You got the sub, babe. Let's take out the sub tonight. Let's have dinner down below the sea. We'll have a bottle of wine and, we'll have a couple edibles and maybe have a couple mushrooms and hopefully I figure out how to go back home. Right? Can't smoke a cigar down there, babe, but, we'll definitely have that. But yeah, see the Triton 16-3 integrated aboard expedition yacht La Dacha. Yeah, there it is. Look at there's another one, the key specs on those suckers. There you go. That could be us, Josephus. Although I don't know if I want to be that close to Josephus. Josephus, you're going to have to shower. You're going to have to, and wear some cologne, Josephus. You got to wear cologne. Definitely, some deodorant, right? I don't know. I guess is gum going to be okay? I hope gum's going to be okay. And if you got to use the washroom, you're fucked. I mean, but I guess you probably can. But yeah, so they're just sitting there on their $1 million submarine in an area not even looking at any fish. They're just under the water. Right? Nekton. Oh, let's see these. These are the professional ones. Wow, look at this thing. That 3300 is the one that I was looking at. This is the one that I am more interested in for the travel, right? That 3300 is compatible, lightweight. As Joseph is saying, multimedia drones are going to be next. Yeah, you just already said that, but yeah. So this 3300, let me make sure. Let's see. Yeah, so this 3301 is compact, lightweight, and perfect for one-man television filming and observation missions. It's also suitable for salvage, rescue, and other support tasks at depths of 3,200 feet. So it's really not that much. I thought it was going deeper, so 1,000 meters. Its diminutive dimensions belly its power, maneuverability, and generous payload. I want this deep diving, this Triton 4000. This ultra deep diving model boasts features specifically designed for filmmakers, direct dive for rapid deployment, silent guide for smooth arcing shots, and much more. Right? Boom. Look at these things. Oh my God. Friggin' insane. I don't know if I want the orange, but I'll take it. You're paying that kind of money, you're going to paint it to whatever color I want to paint it. All right, you're going to paint. Oh, look at this. Is this the... No, that's another one. Yeah, they have some lights there. Red. Yeah, there's another picture of it. So they're exploring a little wreckage there. There's the fourth out. That not abysmal, abyssal explorer. To celebrate Triton's historic dives to Titanic in 2019, we're pleased to announce the Abyssal Explorer. It features the world's deepest diving acrylic hull, numerous benefits for scientists and filmmakers. Yeah, so it has like some kind of piece of titanium on it, and they're actually in the plastic. Insane, right? Like that, and it goes all the way down. All right, what else you might consider? Yeah, I could, I got the money. I could the only transparent hulled full ocean depth submersible, the Triton 3600. There it is, the Rev Ocean. This one obviously was in Spain. Oh, look at that puppy. Which is that the man, that thing is beautiful. These things. You don't have to be like, and this thing, it looks like it has arms. Like it has like two retractable arms that you could like pick up and grab stuff. Insane. Yeah, I could see putting jets on this thing and using it both underwater and outside water. And then if it works underwater, it could work in space. Right? Like this thing, especially here, this one, like with those arms, it already looks like one of those, like little pods that could do work like in space, right? If it has some like jetpacks on it, it's going to be safe in space. So a lot of this technology here is transferable and applicable to, space travel, right? So the things that they learn in water, in fact, that's how they train, space people. So a lot of this is going to be different, but some of the principles can go into, making spacecraft. Espen O'Neill International Studio commenced the stylistic redesign of their popular. Yeah, so they got a designer. Leisure, science, archaeology, TV, and film. There's the leisure picture again. There's Josephus, me, and some chick. That's us. My inner me, pronounce my enemy. Yeah, I mean, it still is, right? Like, it still is Innerspace. And then, Josephus, I remember, what was that? Rick Moranis was in that movie, like, as well as, like, was it Dennis Quaid were in the inner space, like, inner space? Like, they get, like, they're injected into somebody's body, right? Into one of their wives' body or something like that. But yeah, look at these guys. Hey, I want to smoke a cigar, Yeah. Wreck diving, mounts and sea vents. Insane. Survey sonar, ground penetrating sonar. They have an ROV, like some kind of rover. Fly out ROV, yeah, like a little robot. For the interior penetration of shipwrecks, Triton offers installation of a micro ROV carrying low light camera lights and an 80mm cable housed on the side of the submersible. See page 101. And then you see it has that little arm on it. Man, this thing is insane. My enemy, my inner me. Yeah, it's good he wrote a short story. I need to be more productive doing things like that. I went on a long walk. I find that when I do exercise, and I don't even do a lot of exercise, I will walk and I'll lose 3 pounds walking. Right? So there's something on Discovery, after sales service and support. You better be there. Oh, archaeological skids. Let's see this here. So basic skid with 2 or 3 collection drawers. See, yeah, so they're like picking up shit, man, with this robotic arm, right? All Triton subs are compatible vessels for archaeological research. To fully optimize the vessel for archaeological work, Triton provides upgrades to navigational instrumentation and bathymetric data. Bathymetric. See, I'm learning new shit. Bathymetric. I'm gonna bathymetric cigar. Collection capabilities and artifact collection skid, upgrades to the manipulator arm, and a flyout ROV for wreck penetration. Right, so they got the ROV, dual function 2D bathymeter, bottom penetrating sonar with side scan, 3D scanning sonar with motion compensation. Damn! It's got like, wow. It is insane. It's got a 3D mapping sensors. That's insane. Fucking so cool. This thing is so cool. I think these are like air tanks up there. Yeah, for scientific projects that involve collection of delicate specimens or which require very careful operation of the manipulator arms, Triton recommends upgrading to the standard rate controlled 6-function manipulator arm to position feedback of 7-function arm. This upgrade provides increased dexterity and fine grain control. So it's got like the two boo doo doo. An optional secondary manipulator arm may also be fitted, such as an arrangement is useful for vessel stabilization during biological collections or where the research programs calls for additional data collection. So they're, Josephus, you know what they're trying to do? Any submersible fishing? That would be interesting. Yeah, you know what they're fishing for? They're trying to grab the alien. They're trying to go down deep. They're going to see the alien, and they're going to fucking grab that fucker. He's going to be swimming because he's going to be like a fish-like creature. He's going to be swimming, and this thing's going to dart for him real fast and use these claws over here to claw him and take him down. That's what's going to happen. He's going to be taken down by these claws. I thought you guys could see these things, those claws. That's what's waiting for the alien. That's what's going to. One of these things is going to capture the alien. So yeah, what else they got here? Frequently asked question: what training is required? Triton will provide crew training for the owner and their selected crew. Ideally, the crew participates in the final 2 weeks of assembly and trials of the submarine so they can get intimate hands-on experience with the installation, operation, and maintenance of critical systems. The crew will then have additional pilots and maintenance training during sea trials. So you got to be rich to own this. Do I need a super yacht to own and operate Triton? Absolutely not. If your base of operation is relatively close to where you want to dive and weather and sea conditions are generally good, you can tow your Triton to a dive site at low speed. How difficult is it to integrate with a yacht, right? Yeah, these are it doesn't say who they're certified by, right? The relationships. They collaborate with Allen Exploration, American Museum of Natural History, Aston Martin. That's why the thing looks like Aston Martin. BBC, Discovery Channels, National Geographic, the Neckdown Foundation, NHK, OceanX. I'm going to have to watch it. Omega, because they make the watches. Rev Ocean, I think that's who makes that little machine that they have. Some kind of winch design. Yeah, they're going to want a winch there. Triton subs. All right, cool. Cool stuff, people, man. Insane. Beautiful models. Beautiful submersibles. I'm into this Project Hercules. I think this thing is just stunning. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. If I were a billionaire, of course I'd have my submarine. Gonna have my submarine one after I bought my rocket, after I have my jet plane, my from Qatar, and I got my yacht from Lamborghini, my Lambo yacht, and hanging out and doing some coke with Conor McGregor. I was like, hey Conor, do you want to hop into my submarine? How would you like to go down in my submarine? We'll play some Beatles. Have a good time down there, Connor. Are you scared? Scared to go deep? Right? So, interesting stuff. So they have some other personal submarines, but it looks like I would definitely be on these Tritons. Right? Triton is the way to go. That Triton is the way to go. Where's that other one? All right, let's see here.
All right, so they can see us. Hello, welcome everybody. This is Jason Wood and the Yacht Habit Podcast. I'm here with Hannah.
Jason, don't fucking say anything.
And we're going to talk subs. We're going down.
going down.
So, what are we in? What is this?
Right now we are in a Triton 3303. It's a civilian submersible.
Wow.
Insane. This is crazy. I feel like I'm in, is it 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea? So, all right, so I get in, we put it in the water. I've got a robotic, crazy looking James Bond
Manipulator arm.
like a T-Rex.
Yeah, it's kind of a manipulator arm.
Go
Insane.
down.
How deep are we going down?
3,300 feet or 1,000
Wow.
meters.
30? Oh, let me let that.
That's pretty damn cool for a fucking recreational sub.
This will handle it. This acrylic, this is actually acrylic. A lot of people think that it's glass, but it's not. It's a
Yeah, it's insane. It's like it's primarily acrylic, and I don't know what thickness the acrylic is. We saw that the how thick the hull is for this, and it looks pretty thick on these as well. But it's all about the acrylic. Oh, she just said it.
It's as thick as I can.
This acrylic, this is actually acrylic. A lot of people think that it's glass, but it's not. It's acrylic, and it's 6.5 inches thick.
6.5 inches thick.
As thick as I can.
Oh, he's mentioning thickness. So it's
All kinds of emergency systems to make it close to impossible to be stuck at the bottom.
When are we going in the water?
Once the sub hits the water, this acrylic just disappears.
It's just
Completely disappears, and there's no distortion. It's like you're sitting in the ocean.
wow. That touch the surface. Let me pause this at something like that. I don't need to go any further. I mean, they're not going to tell you the tech about it. More interested in the tech side of it. But yeah, we talked about it. We put it there. Like, cool stuff, man. I think, you know, there are people discovering that they're out there exploring. This is more of the commercial stuff, but it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to know that we're on path, right, for more deep sea discovery. No, yeah, let's.
Lines, we have
There's that arm.
that are being used for ocean exploration, science, and research. Ocean X, for example, they have 2 of our subs, and they're doing some incredible research and scientific work.
Yeah, do not care about this guy and them, but there we go. Oh, there's that sub.
So that particular sub, that want to experience it with somebody else.
Yeah, we saw these. We went through these guys. Oh, that's my baby right there. That's the serious tech one right there. Look at the carbon fiber tanks. Oh my God. I don't even know what some of the things on there. And the arm that it has, I think this one is, yeah, it goes a little deeper. This is the one you'll take to, you know, why do those people get on that submarine that just wasn't up to spec? How could they not do the research and know that, like, this isn't going to work, man? You know, like, before I would have got on the damn thing, even these, I could tell this Triton people, they have a lot of experience with submarines. So let me look here. Let me read this here. So with the all right, so just to discuss the Titan submersible, which was operated by Ocean Gate Expedition, catastrophically, I could read, damn it. It's catastrophically imploded in June 2023 during a dive to the Titanic wreck site. Again, this is Ocean Gate Expedition, different than these Triton people, right? And it was a Titan submersible. So it was June 18, 2023. The mission was to visit the Titanic wreck 12,000 feet down. 5 people and Ocean Gate CEO Stockton Rush. The outcome, the sub lost contact less than 2 hours into the dive after a massive search effort. Debris was found, confirming a catastrophic implosion, killing almost everyone on board. Why it failed. The Titan used a carbon fiber hull with titanium end caps. This was controversial because Carbon fiber performs poorly under sustained deep pressure cycles. Yeah, I'd imagine that. Industry experts had raised concerns about the sub's design and testing standards. Exactly. The sub was not certified by any independent maritime safety agency like ABS or DNV. That's it, man. They didn't go and like fucking get the okay from anyone to say, hey, is this thing any good? Is this going to work? The guy said, fuck you to the science. I've tested it here. It's worked for me at this level. It's worked for me at this level this many times. We're doing this. Right? Like, and why did it need the carbon fiber? Again, I don't know. I don't know about the design, but why did it need the carbon fiber? And let me get a picture. Let's see if I could find a picture of the Titan sub. Because we're talking about not this thing, right? Let me see here. Titan sub. Yeah, there's the Titan one. And there's the photos of the one underneath the water. Wow. That's what happened to the Titan. Let me see. Let me put this up here so you could see this, people. Insane. Boom. Yeah. Look at there it is. There's the Titan. Right? So as I'm reading this for you people, I'm not going on that friggin' thing. Where you at? Where you at, ChatGPT? Okay, so we know why it failed, right? There are broader implications. The incident led to renewed focus on deep sea safety protocols. Questions about regulation and certification for privately operated subs, because there wasn't any. I told you before, I told you at the beginning of this thing, you could actually want, if you could actually create your own sub and like, okay, I have a submarine. It could be in Lake Michigan. I got a submarine. And you're not, like, there's no oversight to it, right? If you go, and ChatGPT is asking me if he wants, I could break down how the implosion likely occurred compared to the Titan's design with safer, with submersibles like the DSV Alvin and Triton subs. Is that Alvin? Is that the one? I think the DSV Alvin, let me go and look for the DSV I think that is what the government uses for. Whoa. Wait, I typed in the wrong. Yeah, the Alvin. Yeah, this is the boy, right? It's the Alvin you don't want to fuck around with, right? It looks like it's yeah, it looks corny, but this is what is true and proven, right? The Alvin. Like, this thing works and is safe. I think people have probably gone on this thing hundreds of times, right? And there's no, like, that was the first death, I believe. The death that happened in the Triton, it was the first death. Here's an example comparison to the Titan, which failed, versus a proven certified sub like the DSV Alvin. So the hull material, the Titan was carbon fiber and titanium end caps, whereas the DSV was full titanium sphere. Depth rating, 4,000 meters or 13,000 feet. So they were pushing it, right? Whereas the Alvin is 21,000 feet. Certification, there is no third-party certification for the Titan. And the DSV Alvin was certified by the U.S. Navy and the ABS. The mission, Titan was for fucking tourism. The DSV Alvin is for scientific research, right? So Titan, experimental, controversial. The DSV Alvin has 50 years in operation. So this thing looks old, like the DSV Alvin, but that's what works. You know? That's the working not the sub boom. Not the YouTube boom. The Alvin. Where are you at, Alvin? I needed to move you, Alvin. Boom, no. Yeah, so that's the Alvin. Yeah, so that's how that sucker looks. Alvin's no joke, man. Alvin sounds pretty serious. Key takeaways. The Titan pushed limits using unproven materials like carbon fiber, which may have weakened over repeated deep dives. Alvin uses titanium, a proven deep-sea material that has undergone rigorous military-grade safety checks. Titan prioritized space and cost, while Alvin prioritized safety and longevity. I'm going to say yes for a visual schematic of the two. Right, and let me show you that. Give me a moment here. Do I have a chat GPT? Beep. I do. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. So it's processing the image of the schematics here. What about the Simon and the Theodora? Oh, fucking Josephus has always got to make something funny. I mean, Josephus we're gonna be dying. We're gonna be dying in the sub. The sub's gonna like lose its tether. We're gonna be fucking. Well, Josephus, it looks like we're gonna be dying in another 10 seconds. And Josephus is the type of person that's gonna tell a joke. You know, like, you know, he's like if Josephus went into space and you know, like when the space shuttle like was losing its the little plates, its heat shield, he'd be like, oh well, at least we'll know what human barbecue smells like. He'll like make some silly joke about it. Right? That's Josephus here. I'm waiting on the image. Last time it took it forever to make this image. Right? Yeah, it's still processing it. Takes a while. I want a visual to compare it to. We'll take a look at the schematics. Alvin and Theo. Oh yeah, I'm grabbing my butt. So you got that. The other camera has a good. Here it is. Here it is. Oh, cool, man. Look at that thing. So cool. There we go, people. There's a comparison of like the submersibles that worked and one that doesn't, right? The Titan and the Alvin. Where are you at? I'm getting hungry. No, come on. No. Where are you at? Oh, it's the Chat GPT window. There it goes. Boom. Yeah. So there's ChatGPT gave us the comparison, right? Look very similar. Why they choose the carbon fiber, right? Like they didn't need it, right? Maybe I guess it just allowed to have 5 people instead of 3. Like it just made no point. And why would the CEO like risk his own life? The guy who created it, you know, took it, you know, risked his own life in this process. So it was rather stupid. So, all right, people. So I've enjoyed my evening. It's 10 o'clock. I really appreciate anybody that has made it this far. You are about better. I might need to change the name of my channel. But no, I like the about better. This is what we're supposed to be about. We're about better things. Gambling, about better. We're talking about other stuff. There's no UFC this week. Why not talk about submarines? I just learned a ton of things, and I know I have goals now. So like these alpha males, you guys got your your Bentley and your Aston Martin and your Alpha, whatever fancy car. I'm gonna have my Triton submarine, buddy. Let's see you mess with that. And I know there's another plane that I want too, and have one of those. You guys can have your fancy cars, your Bugattis, but do you have a Triton sub is what I'm asking. And imagine that flex with the woman. Hey, babe. After dinner, would you like to take a ride in my submarine? We'll only die and implode, and you'll only implode if something goes wrong. All right, so thanks again, people, if you made it this far. Cool stuff, lots of fun. I wonder if I would have look at it like I always thought of myself as semi-creative when I was drunk, and I'm doing the hand thing again. I need to stop that. I have the other hand over here, but yeah, always thought I was more creative when I was drunk, and maybe I am, but I'm more adventurous in a way when I'm sober here doing these. I would never do a stream like this before, so what did he say? Looking forward to something helps with depression. It's about being about better. Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to something that helps with depression. It's about being about better. Hey man, I fight with depression. That's pretty funny, but yeah. We all need to help with a little depression. If I help you just laugh a little bit, I appreciate that. Josephus, I appreciate you. Thanks so much coming in. Cool stuff. If you made it this far, you're about better. Have a good weekend. I will be going live again. There is no MMA, but I will be going live. Hopefully I'll have a time to smoke a cigar. We'll do a little cigar review. And we'll talk about some other things. So